when I think I was 8 or something, my dad took me to my first Chelsea game, obviously at Stamford Bridge. It was Fenerbahce in the Champions League group stage. We didn't have tickets. So my dad brought me to Stamford Bridge, didn't have tickets. So I remember he told me to stand by a lamppost and wait for me for 5 minutes.
Wait, so you pulled up with no tickets?
Yeah, but it's just the thing that my dad would just do. I don't know. He just thought, I've got.
Someone might just bless you.
Yeah, I know. But
VIP tickets for you.
We've actually got hospitality. Do you guys want some hospitality? We've got hospitality.
I know sometimes with professional athletes, they don't necessarily obsessed with the sport, but they just kind of fell into it and they make money from it. So for you, do you feel as if you've always loved rugby? Rugby is what your biggest passion, or you just were very good at it? There was an opportunity to make money.
He's a football man. I can tell. He's a
man.
football
Right now, we've got football in the background. West Ham are currently 1-0 up against Leicester.
There you go.
But no, to be fair, I was football. I still am football man. Obviously, Chelsea being my team, bit inconsistent. We got a good win the other day against Southampton, but
Southampton, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything too controversial.
I can't talk from a United fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But no, like it's I suppose I fell into it. I fell into it a little bit, but then I loved it, man. I enjoy it. I'm again innately just competitive. I just enjoy winning, and like your brother will tell you when we win how I celebrate, how I enjoy.
How I enjoy
the successes. But I would say like I obsess about being in a position to win, because the whole time I've played, I've been around winners.
Yeah,
I've been around guys that just want to win, and that's infectious, and it's just been since I was 18 years old until now. So like everything that I try and do is just around trying to help. Teams.
And bro, tell me, like, for example, obviously you said that you grew up in that famous Saracens team, but like from a Saracens perspective, but it also outside of rugby as well, who were like athletes, or not even athletes, but people that you looked up to?
Didier
really?
Drogba. Didier Drogba. I remember my dad, when I was 8 or something, my dad took me to my first Chelsea game, and it was obviously at Stamford Bridge. It was Fenerbahce in the Champions League group stage. We didn't have tickets. So my dad brought me to Stamford Bridge, didn't have tickets. So I remember he told me to stand by a lamppost and wait for me for 5 minutes. He went and ran, tried to find a tout. I was like, I was crying. I was like, this is crazy. Like,
wait, so you pulled up with no tickets?
Yeah, but it's just the thing that my dad would just do. I don't know. He just thought, I've got.
Someone might just bless you.
I know. But
VIP tickets for you.
We've actually got hospitality. Do you guys want some hospitality? No, but like, it wasn't like that. But basically, he ran off. Like, didn't run off. He was like in the vicinity. He could still see me, and luckily he found a tout. I'm sure he paid like £500 for those tickets, but it was for my birthday, and it was a big thing, and I was like, this is incredible. But we managed to get inside somehow, by God's grace. And so yeah, we went in and we sat in the shed end. So it was rowdy. It was rowdy as anything. And I just remember seeing Didier. He scored it. I think it was 1-0 that day, and. Yeah, he did the celebration. Did the Drogba celebration. I know. And are you Arsenal?
I'm Arsenal.
So you have some nightmares about that celebration.
But you know what's crazy about Didier? I feel like even although he messed up a lot of teams, right? Like for example, Arsenal in particular. But but everyone has like an admiration for him.
Yeah,
I don't actually know any player any fan that hates him.
You know what I think it was with him is he was like a big game player. Like the thing that annoys me is that I always get into arguments about Thierry Henry and Didier Drogba, and I get it. I understand that Thierry. I think Thierry is one of the greats. No.
Watch yourself.
No, I don't want to get into this debate now. But I think Thierry Henry is one of the greats.
Yeah,
like arguably one of the greatest. But the thing that I have with Didier is that like every time we needed him to do something at some point. He did it in every competition. every competition. Like that Champions League penalty.
Yeah.
Like what was supposed to be his last kick in 2012, but obviously he came back. I don't know why he came back. But like every time we needed the guy.
Also the header in the Champions League as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course. Sorry, of course.
Yeah.
Like there were 2 clutch moments in that game. Like, but every single time we needed him, we needed to lean on him or to do something in a big game. Mr. Wembley, he did it, and yeah, he's like just because of childhood memories. I think he's like the guy that just stands.
When I think of Didier, I always think back to that game against Barcelona where the refs on their BS, and he was like, "Is it fucking disgrace?"
Yeah, and he's going down the tunnel, and he's there.
Man said, I do not care if you're gonna find me. I'm getting everything off my chest right now.
And but that was him. Like that Chelsea team. I could name 10 people from that time at Chelsea, like 2004, 2012. Just bad guys, man.
Actually, let me ask you something. From a Saracens perspective, you know that team, Owen and the rest. Would you say they were more like United or more like Chelsea?
You know what? United.
Yeah, okay.
Because of that class of '98. Is it
Yeah. True.
Because of
that, all come through
those
there.
guys, like that group of obviously guys like Faz, Jamie, Jackson, George, Will Fraser, like those guys that came through together. They were kind of like a cornerstone, obviously, of the success from 2014 or even 2012. I think that some of them were involved in 2012 through to like 2020, even 2023. So I'd say it's definitely more like United.
Yeah.
But that Chelsea team though, I don't know if I can liken it to any team in rugby. But like the JTs, you know, like Didier, Lampard, like SCN.
Yeah.
Like that team was.
You know what I love about that era of football? I feel like they were all. When I look back at them, I'm like they were all men. like today, you look at the footballers and they just look young. They don't look fully developed.
I know what you mean.
But like they were like all like leaders, all serious
and ruggedness about them.
Yeah, they were a big team as well, like physically big as well, which I don't think we really see in the league today.
No, I don't think so.
It's weird when you pull like that because again, obviously they're similar ages. Yeah, it's almost as if like they've been in the trenches for a minute. Like the players like back then literally been in the trenches for a minute.
When Drogba signed for us, he was like 24, 25. So he was like, it wasn't like we were going out and seeing like trying to get like 18, 19-year-olds, which is what I feel like we're trying to do now. But like, he signed when he was like mid-20s, so like he was already pretty grown. And then some of the leagues that we were getting players from, they were different. It was physical, and you had to be like in your man, quote unquote, like quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's more. I feel like it's more technical. It's more slight. You know.
True.
That's one thing that I would say about football now is that maybe if you're a little bit heavier, a little bit more physical, maybe I don't know if you get away with it as much. You know?
I don't know. I don't know because I look at Haaland, and obviously let's just take it back to like last season. He was relatively a physical up top kind of striker, right? And he was obviously dominating the league. But he's like a rare. We don't really have any. Exactly. It's like a differentiator for him.
It's weird because he's like an anomaly.
But I think with Haaland's interesting because he gets challenged now for not being a total striker and kind of just being a finisher. Doesn't do enough in terms of build-up play. Like sometimes you can see when the ball comes to him, it doesn't really stick to him. But at the same time,
like Roy Keane now.
Your job is to score goals. So can you really complain? Like, you need like Arsenal not to go out to Arsenal, but again, we're struggling to score goals at the moment. So Haaland is on the other side. He does his job. He scores goals. But
you know who obviously everyone's trying to get for 200 million at the moment is Isiekwe, and he's obviously like a bigger striker, but he's good with his feet technically.
Yeah, it's different level.
It's like
different.
And then it goes back to my point of like, I feel like that technical, that's probably why they're not as physically like developed maybe as they were back in that era because of that. But again, I feel like Chelsea just need a little bit of that old dog back.
It's tough, man, because obviously different eras of football as well. Like I think like Man United, and I'm like, bro, I want a Roy Keane back. I want a Ruud van Nistelrooy. I want Wayne Rooney and all these players, Gary Neville, if you will. But yeah, we're just so far away from that.
Did you see Roy Keane and Ian Wright going back and forth?
So I saw for anything to do with football at the moment is pissing me off. So I'm just kind of clicking. But I saw like a 2-second.
Yeah.
What were they arguing about?
So I don't know what they were arguing about.
They were arguing about Bruno Fernandes and so Ian Wright was basically saying if they didn't have him, then they would be like in the relegation. If you didn't have Bruno Fernandes,
I kind of agree.
Facts.
But Roy Keane was like saying something about like, yeah, but he doesn't give he's not like saying come with me and giving a bit of grunt basically, and obviously Roy Keane was all about the grunt work.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to say like from that perspective, like, and he was saying something about like pretending to press and pretending to do this.
Right. I think two things can be right at the same time. So I agree that if we didn't have Bruno, we probably would be in a relegation battle right now.
Beautiful, bro.
But then also, is he the player that should be leading that team? No, in my opinion. Is he someone that I would want to follow into battle? No.
I'm a different type of rock star. I got class and I got Henny overflowing up my shot glass. And yeah, I know I'm not a keeper, but can you be my mama seater by the time I'm done with